Hello, hello, hello again. This is George F. Grundy II, your favorite veteran, and we're here at Vaughn, and we are doing our chess clinic. We have Mr. Robert Stamps, who is the instructor, along with his father, and they are actually in session now. So I'm gonna let you see them, and they got some words of wisdom and history for you today. So be prepared to learn next. So let's go here. Now it's on you.
Hey, what's going on? This is Robert Stamps. This is my dad, Robert Stamps, and we're here at Vaughn, man, at 608 West Court Street, man. This is our second week in a row playing chess, using chess to help develop a life skills kind of a thing. Because my dad always says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So chess is one of the games that really teaches you a lot in terms of putting together and executing. And right now I'm executing. Oh, it's your move. Okay.
Yeah,
Nah, see, that's not a good thing.
Hey.
Okay, so we put some pressure on
It is.
him right there. Put some pressure on him right there. But one of the things that my dad had talked about before we started our session was he had a T-shirt, and on his T-shirt he was talking about all of the businesses in Detroit back in the days, and so he was sharing that information with us. And so I'm going to interview him, and we're going to talk about some of the things that he talked about those shirts represented after I finished killing him playing chess. Oh, hey, that's not good. That is not good. Why are you trying to steal stuff from me, man? That ain't cool.
Let's see.
Trying to steal stuff from your son. Your son's a nice guy too.
No, that's a couple already. Wonder why you do that. I got time to get this now.
You sure do.
You got that for free, didn't you?
It look free. You ain't getting nothing for free around here. Ain't no free chili. We'll take back that dog he thought he stole from us. There you go.
When were you trying to do it? What time?
Take this.
All right. You still down a dog, kid. You can't trade and expect to win.
Yeah. That ain't look bad. Now I gotta get air fight.
Yeah, you need one real bad.
Man, the dead man need a coffee.
All right. Now let's see if we can't get him to move his feet a little bit on defense. On that. Hard trap. Trade. I'm not trading. I'm trying to. Check.
Oh. Do the pipe.
Ron need the pipe. Run around there and fool around, lose this game because I didn't have the proper ventilation. That is not good.
You got everything.
Oh, it's now under control here. We don't have no problem. Man. You want to turn him sideways? You want to turn him sideways? That's a good move. That's a really good move. That saved you a little bit of grief there. All right. Let's get behind him, y'all. Whoever said he was hard to get along with just don't know the man. Now we get behind him, y'all. Ooh-wee. Get behind him, y'all. That's a pretty good one there. All right. Man. We're on here. He hit high. We can make a trade. Wonder. You gotta be willing to trade right now.
2 rooks for a queen. Take that.
You'll take that.
Sure, I'll take that. 2 rooks for
That's gotta work.
a
All right. Gonna make you act right. Ooh-wee. He over here like this, y'all. He trying to creep up behind me. That ain't good. There you go. You want that pawn? I'm gonna let you have that pawn. So you got that pawn now. See that?
Oh, here we go,
Got
y'all.
that pawn.
They down here playing chess.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. He got that
Chess
pawn.
game is really good. So if you think you can play chess, if you're interested in chess, this is a true clinic going on here. And I tell you, you're gonna learn something if you come here and do it. But also, they're gonna be speaking on some history. It's more Detroit history, because they stayed in Detroit for a while. So I don't know. I haven't been on live in a little bit. It's been a little bit that I've actually done something myself. A couple weeks probably. But yeah. Let me get back to this game. I got stuff I want to say, but I'm holding up.
Check. We need to come get him right now. Uh-oh. Well, this game ain't looking good for him either. This 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Oh, no, I need this. You all right with me taking that one from you? Okay.
All right.
So now, we're going to go ahead and do this interview now on the t-shirt that my dad, Robert Stamps, brought. My dad was born in 1933 in Mississippi. And after 1933, my dad will be 84 years old, June 13th. Yay! Yay! He still gets around, he drives, he does his own thing. I'm so proud of this guy, man. He's like one of the top 10 people I know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get to the interview. Because my dad brought a t-shirt in, man, and I'm going to show you all the t-shirt. And this is all of the black businesses that used to be back in Detroit in the 40s and the 50s. In fact, there was a street called Hastings Street that they built I-75 right through the city of Detroit. And in Hastings Street, there were a lot of black businesses, and they uprooted those businesses to put I-75 in Detroit. I always knew that story because we stayed on a street called Mayberry. I-75 businesses, but we're going to turn it over to my dad, and Mr. Robert Stamps is going to start to explain to you some of the businesses and churches and things that was going on in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Mr. Stamps, take it away.
I came to Detroit in 1943, in December of 1943. They had the riot early in the summer of 43, and it was still was a lot of tension there. So what happened is, in those days, the black people were concentrated in the area they called it Black Bottom, okay? And these are the streets that were here in Black Bottom. And right here, in the streets, and on the back of the streets in the school, you see, I got this at Miller's annual meeting. We have a meeting once a year, and the second Sunday in August. And I was down there, and I just at this thing here, and it was very interesting because I lived through a lot of the history of these things, and I knew a lot about the thing that they were talking about. Now, right here on the back, you got your Madison, you got Madison, Antietam, J, and all these streets here, but the one that's not here is seemed to me like the most important because it was Hastings Street, and Hastings Street was the one that they took Hastings Street out to make I-75. If they had gone one block east or one block west, then the business would have thrived because being close to a freeway, but they didn't. At that time, there was no black power, we'll say, down there. They didn't have anything. And in fact, at that time, I was living in California. Now here, these are some of the schools here. There's Duffield, Barstow, Capron. Capron was a special school for boys who had trouble getting along with other people, okay? And this is Miller, my high school. If you remember the movie called Cooley High, they had this little place across the street from Cooley High where the kids came and they bought their little cokes and pops and they danced and they did those kind of things. And that's what Miller was. That's what this place on the other side called Jack and Joe's. I'll get to that later on. But I just wanted to show you some of the street that was in Black Bottom. And the reason they called it Black Bottom because there was a concentration of black people. We didn't live all over the city. We just lived in a certain area, and that's what it was. Okay. Now, some of the street.
Okay. What I want you to talk about, Dad, and you've always shared this story with me about your experience with the Negro Leagues and how the guy threw the ball behind his back. But talk about some of the great Negro League stars that you got a chance to see growing up.
There was a guy. My memory is not as good as it was.
That's okay.
But
Just share what you remember, sir. Share what you remember.
There was a guy, I think it was the Indianapolis Clowns, who could stand on first base and throw the ball behind his back to second, the third, and the short. Okay, I remember that. And there was I would consider about the greatest pitcher of all time was Satchel Paige. I never saw him play, but I heard about him. And then I heard about a lot of those players. But the thing about it is, black people weren't allowed him to league. Those guys, they knew who they was and what they could do, you know.